Morning. Um, Today's reading is called Maximizing Your Potential. And I would recommend that you all really listen to this reading, re-listen, listen again, and really let it sink in what it's saying. This is one of the best. I'd like to quote something to you from George B. Leonard's excellent book, Education and Ecstasy. He asks, who is this creature we would educate so joyfully? What are his capacities? Can he really be changed? Will great efforts yield us great gains? History tells us more than we want to know about what is wrong with man, and we can hardly turn a page in the daily press without learning the specific time, place, and name of evil. But perhaps the most pervasive evil of all rarely appears in the news. This evil, the waste of human potential, is particularly painful to recognize, for it strikes our parents and children, our friends and brothers, ourselves. James Agee wrote, "I believe that every human being is potentially capable, within his limits, of fully realizing his potentialities, that this, his being cheated and choked of it, is infinitely the ghastliest, commonest, and most inclusive of all the crimes of which the human world can accuse itself. I know only that murder is being done against nearly every individual on the planet. To doubt is less painful than to rage. Throughout much of history, the safe, the authoritative, the official viewpoint has pronounced man limited, flawed, and essentially unchangeable. Each age has found ways of comforting men with pessimism. Accept limits, the wise men say, to keep from overreaching yourselves or going mad with hope. But hope and the awareness of wasted potential have never really faded from consciousness. Ever since the race of man first learned to wonder, men have been haunted by this irrepressible dream that the limits of human ability lie beyond the boundaries of the imagination, that every human being uses only a tiny fraction of his abilities, that there must be some way for everyone to achieve far more of what is truly his to achieve. History's greatest prophets, mystics and saints have dreamed even more boldly, saying that all men are somehow one with God. The dream has survived history's failures, ironies, and uneven triumphs, sustained more by intuition than by what our scientific nationalists society calls facts. Now, however, the facts are beginning to come in. Science has at last turned its attention to the central question of human capability, has begun the search for a technology as well as a science of the human potential. Men in varied fields, sometimes unknown to each other, sometimes disagreeing on method, philosophy, and even language, are coming to startling similar conclusions that make pessimism about the human prospect far more difficult than before. These men, neurologists, psychologists, educators, philosophers, and others, are making what may well be the century's biggest news. Almost all of them agree that people now are using less than 10% of their potential abilities. Some put the figure at less than 1%. The fact of the matter is that anyone who makes a responsible and systematic study of the human animal eventually feels the awe that moves Shakespeare to write, "What a piece of work is a man, how noble in reason, how infinite in faculty." So, like I said, go back and re-listen to this one. I think this is the one that, if anything, will motivate you to the reality or the understanding that we are unlimited. Over the ages, I love how he says that, like over the ages, everyone has agreed on the fact that we are limitless. It's lasted for eons and centuries that we are unlimited. It's this paragraph. But hope and the awareness of wasted potential have never really faded from consciousness. Ever since the race of man first learned to wonder, men have been haunted by this irrepressible dream that the limits of human ability lie beyond the boundaries of the imagination, that every human being uses only a tiny fraction of his abilities, right? We always hear that we only use 10% of our brain. This is 10% of your entire abilities. That there must be some way for everyone to achieve far more of what is truly his to achieve. History's greatest prophets, mystics, and saints have dreamed even more boldly, saying that all men are somehow one with God, meaning that we're one with the Creator. If the God is a creator and that's his job and we're one with him, then aren't we here and meant to create? Create your dream life, right? Create your experiences. Create that what you want. The dream has survived history's failures, ironies, and uneven triumphs, sustained more by intuition than by what our scientific nationalist society calls facts. So even when the facts come in, right, this belief that we're only using a small portion of our abilities has always lived through the ages. So now as we start to, transcend that understanding, we're now realizing there are, formulas and strategies in which to utilize more of our abilities. So that's the search, that's the understanding. That's what we teach the people that we work with, right? So reality of it is you got to believe that you're unlimited. You can have anything you want. If we're one with the Creator, then we're here meant to create. All right? So go have an amazing Saturday. Enjoy the wonderful snow that's out there. Go play in it a bit. Enjoy your weekend, and we will be here tomorrow, for another reading. This is Dr. Garrett. Nice to see you all this morning. Bye.